welcome to Women's Wealth, the podcast with me, Joanne. My mission is to educate, inspire, and empower you all to step into your own life of wealth. That feeling of being so rich in your mind, body, and soul. I'm so happy to have you here. Let's get straight into it. Hello, lovely people. Welcome back to another episode. I'm very excited. Still going on my little solo journey. I think I said throughout May, I have my guests ready to go, but I just want to get these ones popped out. And yeah, today, very excited for this because I have my first freebie. But before I go into that, I just want to say thank you for being here. If you're returning, thank you. Please continue downloading, subscribing. I'm trying to get to my 10,000 download mark. And if you're new here, please do the same. Every single download, every single subscribe is very, very much appreciated. And remember, you can watch over on YouTube. You can listen on your favorite podcast streaming site. So yeah, thank you for being here. And today's podcast is inspired by my trip home last week. So there's two podcasts that are actually inspired by this trip. So this one and next week. I'll talk a little bit more about my trip in next week's podcast. But towards the end, it was actually the very end, the very last day of my trip, last week, I held a sister circle. And I had a few people there, my best friends, some friends very close to me. They turned up, and the rest of the women I didn't meet. And it's always very exciting for me because I feel like it pushes me a little bit further. Because when I'm talking to my friends, it's my friends and they know me, and it doesn't have to, not that I have to be perfect at a sister circle, because that's not what it's all about. But when it's with my friend, it's a bit more relaxed. And I, of course I want to give them right information and help them out. But it's even more, I don't know, not nervous. I don't get nervous, but I want to get it right for the women, especially women that have never experienced sister circle before. And a couple of women that came in, it was their first time. They were nervous. And of course, please don't be nervous. There's nothing to be nervous about. But it was their first time also, not only a sister circle, but also talking about manifestation, talking about the new moon. So it made me think, okay, I haven't done a podcast on this for a while. So here we are. And I've actually created a little freebie to go with today's podcast, crafting your own reality, because it's all well and good listening to a podcast, but sometimes you want to go back, you want to make notes, you want to journal. So I created a little booklet for today. So if you're listening and you'd like the booklet, please reach out to me on Instagram. If you're watching on YouTube, you can comment. And I just want to see the word craft. Put your email address and I will send you the booklet over to support you on your manifestation, on your crafting your reality, on your witchcraft, on your spells, on your creating the life that you desire. I am here for it. So I'm going to go through my way. I know there's so many ways, and people talk about the law of attraction, and there's hundreds of people out there. It's about finding your way. I found my way. I'm sharing it with you, and take out what you don't want and leave what you do. So let me just see. I think there's 15 pages in the booklet. So to work your way through, and I use 8 steps, which probably could be a little bit smaller, but I'm breaking it down into 8 steps today. So first of all, what do I know? Now, everyone can manifest. Everyone does manifest. And I've spoken about this before. The words you put out into the universe, the spells, remember your words are spells. The things that you say, the things that you dream about, these are your spells, these are your dreams, these are your desires, these are your wishes, these are the things that you're putting out into the universe, and they will come to you if your vibration is right for them. That includes the bad stuff. So if you know that you're like, oh my God, this is never going to work out, I'm so nervous, I can't do this, you're probably not going to do it. And it works on the flip side as well. So showing the universe, showing your subconscious, bringing these thoughts into your mind that you can do it. That is what manifestation is all about. That is what witchcraft spells is all about. It's stepping in to a version of you that you're like, I can do this, and working with the supernatural to make it happen. And the working with the supernatural is the steps I'm going to go through today. So we all can do this. It just takes someone like me to maybe work out the steps and see that it works and share. Now, before I actually even started my spiritual journey, so this would have been 14 years ago, this story I'm going to tell now. So my little first dog, my little old girl now, she's 14, Audrey, who lives at home in the UK with my sister. My sister adopted her when I moved to Dubai. She's still alive. She's still going. She's still beautiful. She's a little old lady now, grey eyebrows, and oh, I saw her last week actually when I was at home. She was a complete manifestation 14 years ago. And I don't tell many people this story because you might judge. You'll see why when I tell you. So 14 years ago, I was working in care and I was desiring my own dog. I lived alone. I would have been single back then as well. I had a cat, but I wanted a companion. I wanted a dog. And I wasn't on much money back then. This was the time when I know I've spoken about my debt, but I went from living with my best friend and she had a baby, so I moved out and got a house on my own. I also moved jobs. So everything kind of happened all at once, but it went from sharing everything 50-50 and being on a decent wage to paying everything 100%. And I went to work in care because that's where my heart took me, being on half the pay. So I struggled financially, but I really wanted to have my dog. My sister had her baby, my niece, who's now nearly 50 at the time, and I didn't want a baby, so I wanted my puppy. And I had my heart set on a King Charles, and I went about this. So I was saving. So I think I got paid weekly at the time, and I was saving £20 a week. Now it doesn't sound like much, but when you're not on much, that is a lot. And I remember I was keeping the money, £20 note, because I didn't have another bank account, in a book. And it was a book on Audrey Hepburn, I remember. And I was just collecting my £20. And I needed £600 altogether. So I had my timeline and I was doing it. And I was focused. I had pictures of a dog, not her, on my phone. I was reaching out to breeders. I was, putting out into the universe that this was my dream, this was my desire, and I was taking the steps to get my dog. And one day, I used to have to go into the bank because I had to pay my rent by cash to draw out my rent and my bill money. This came to £600. So I went into the bank. I remember it was a sunny day. And I got my dog in the October, so this would have been in the summer, 2010. No, yeah, 2010. And I went to draw my rent out, as you do. So got the cash, and then went home, had the cash, ready to pay for the rent. And as time went on, and I was checking my bank account, the £600 hadn't been taken off my balance. Now, this is where I don't want you to judge me because I was young, and so I saved the money and I actually went back and I drew the £600 out again to pay my rent. But right, if someone contacts me in the next 6 months, I will give this extra £600 back. And they never did. So to buy my dog. And I looked online and it's not breaking any laws. So it was just a fault of the cashier that handed over the money, but did not, I don't know what he did or didn't do, but he swiped my card and the money just never got taken out of my bank. So I was able to pay my bills, pay my rent, and then I had this extra money. And I promise you, I kept it for months and months and months because I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't want to have a letter from the bank and be like, oh crap, I spent it. So I kept it. And then a breeder reached out to me in the October. That's when she was born, the end of October. and said, I have another litter. Do you want to come and look at the dogs? And I said, yes. And I found my little Audrey. And that really was a manifestation. I was literally handed the money because I was showing the universe that I was prepared to take the steps of saving now. You know, like I said, I didn't break any laws. I did Google it and it just said bank error. I hadn't done anything wrong. I didn't rob a bank, but it was literally handed to me the amount that I needed. And then the amount that I'd already saved enabled me to pay for her first injections and get her bed. And there she was, a manifestation. And I've got a couple of other stories that, again, accidental, not accidental, because I did manifest it, but I didn't have a clue what I was doing. Even living in Dubai, I remember having a conversation with my ex boyfriend that I wanted to come to Dubai, and he was very against it and didn't want to listen, and all the horrible things that he could have said about Dubai. And here I am now, I live here. And that was just a conversation. I dropped that seed. I'd started to look at coming to Dubai and how to live here. And I'd never even been. So I'd put that in, put that out, and I'd set my, so I see it as you're going into a restaurant and you're ordering. So you're placing your order. So whether it's thoughts, writing it down, just saying it out loud, you place your order and then you wait. So let's go through the steps. As I'm talking, I will give you more examples of things that I've manifested over the years, before and when I did know how to manifest and learn about the law of attraction. Now, before I go into that, one thing that I can tell you is that I am just a normal girl, a normal witch from a small city in the UK, and I have learned how to do this, to live a life where I live now in Dubai. I have a villa, and I part own the villa with my partner, and I actually have dogs that I once had as a teenager as a little toy in a bag. So my friends used to laugh, and I used to have pictures of chihuahuas around. Now I have them. So I don't come from an affluent background or a family with money, and people assume that when you live in Dubai, but I've come from working class. So this is all doable for anybody. So crafting your own reality. So first of all, understanding that when we manifest, when we're working with the universe, when we're putting out wishes, dreams, desires, spells, we are co-creating. It's not just about, I'm going to use the analogy of going into the restaurant again. We don't go into the restaurant and, first of all, we don't just sit down and don't say anything. So we have to show the universe, we have to put in our order, what we want. We're also co-creating. So we don't just sit and expect the restaurant to know exactly, if you're ordering a steak, you've got to tell them how you want it cooked. We're working with them there. We don't just expect them to read our minds. And that's the same with manifestation. We have to be clear on what we want. And we can co-create our life by changing our thoughts, changing our energy, changing and doing things and looking at the way that we see the world differently. So if you're at a point in your life and you're like, right, I want things to change, you're ready to start manifesting. You're ready to go and chase your desires. And I want you to understand that once you have the realization that this is on you, change your thoughts, change your world, amazing things can happen. You can expect miracles. You can create miracles. And I've said it before, even just being here right now, you listening to me on a podcast, watching me on a computer is a miracle. It's crazy. So let's go through the steps. I will tell you what they are, and then we'll go through one by one. You need to get clear on what you want, as I've kind of just said there. You need to look at your mindset. You need to raise your vibration. You need to expand your circle. You need to make space. You need to follow your guides, follow your intuition. That's one point. Take inspired action, receive and repeat. And you receive and repeat and over and over and over again. So step one, get clear on what you want. And I will also add, get clear on why you want this. And I'm going to also take out the word want there. It's your desire, it's your dream. Want shows or gives the universe that we have some kind of lack there. So these are our desires, these are our dreams. There's no need to get fancy here. You can write a list, you can say it out loud, you can visualize, but state it with intention. You need to be crystal clear on what you want. And once you've done this, once you can see it, you need to start to feel it. And this is where the why comes in. Because yeah, it's all well and good creating a list, but you need to show the why. So if you want a new car, for example, why? What is that going to give you? It's going to give you freedom. It's going to give you independence. It's going to mean that you can maybe get a new job or take your family to places. So it's not just about the material thing, the car. It needs to be, this is what it's going to give me. So when you first start and you're making your list, be specific. If you want a certain kind of car, color, make, age, get that on the list. So you have the thing, then it's the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions that come with this. And this is what is important. So this is where, when you're visualizing, when you're getting clear, when you feel the emotion. What you also need to remember is don't do this from your ego. So if you want to manifest, say, let's just stick with a car for the example. Be real. Are you in a state of finance that you can have a Ferrari? If you are, amazing. If not, you've got to manifest a car that's within your finances right now. And that's the same. I'll use myself for an example. It will be me like saying, I want to make £1 million next month. Well, can I make £10,000 a month? Did I make, £20,000? You can't go from a certain amount straight up to the top. You've got to do the steps. You've got to make your way there. So for me, it might be, okay, £5,000 a month, £10,000 a month, £15,000 a month, slowly going up until, £1 million a month. But there would be steps in between to do that. Same with cars, same with jobs, same with, if you want more money every single month from your job, say, for example, you're on £3,000 a month at the moment and you want 10. Is that a reasonable jump? Or do you need to maybe get a promotion first to 5 or 7? So really being realistic. Don't manifest with your ego, manifest with your heart, because you're going to make it hard for yourself as well. And you only be disappointed. I've done this. I've wrote down, I want this next month. I want all these clients. I want to make £10,000. And this is when I first was freelance and I wasn't even making £1,000. But I was writing down, I'm going to make £10,000 next month. I'm going to make £10,000 next month. But I needed to make my 1,000 first. I needed to find my clients first. And every single month I didn't make £10,000. It was disappointing until I learned to pull back, to stop doing it with my ego, to stop doing it because I could see other people on Instagram like, oh, I'm a $10,000 a month coach. Okay, fine. I'm not 1,000 yet. I need to work up to that point. So don't manifest with your ego.
Just interrupting this episode to remind you to please like, subscribe, drop 5 stars if you enjoy listening to my podcast. It really does mean the world to me. And also to remind you, you can now watch every episode on my YouTube channel. Head to YouTube, type in Joanne Wellth, and I'll see you there.
That's the list. That's the easy part. That's ordering your food. That's putting your order into the universe and showing them what you want. The next is your mindset. This is where the co-creation comes in. This is where you need to realize that you are 1,000% part of the process. It's you and the universe. It's not just the universe and you sit back and wait. Because you write it on a list or you visualize it or you feel it in your soul, you're not going to open your door in the morning and there's going to be a brand new car there. So even though we know that, we don't allow a negative mindset to overtake. So we're not just thinking, well, this is silly, I'm not going to do it, it's not going to work, it's not magic. Everything that we call in, everything that we have in our lives is a result of what we are projecting out. So yeah, we don't have a new car out there right now, don't have a new job right now, but we need to feel it. We need to believe that it's coming. We can see it, we believe it, we feel it, it's going to happen. So when you're talking about your manifestations or you are thinking about them, it's not here yet. It's coming, but it's not here yet. Just have to wait, just have to be patient. And when those thoughts come in, and the thoughts, we control our thoughts, and it's very easy. This is not going to work. I can't do that. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. We flip it. And I am good enough, and I am worthy, and this is coming to me. It's just going to take time. I just need to take the steps. I need to believe, and I need to trust in the process. I am learning. I am growing. It's going to come to me when I am ready. Because sometimes we ask for things and it doesn't come to us because we're not ready. Like when I was asking for £10,000 months, that's when I first started. I wasn't ready for that because I hadn't even had any clients yet. So of course I wasn't going to make that much, but I was putting it on myself and then feeling really shitty because it wasn't happening. And then I was like, oh, this manifestation stuff doesn't work. Of course it's not going to work because I haven't built that up. I haven't grown. Now I know and I trust. So when I'm writing my list, think, right, what small steps am I taking? And I know this is going to come when I am ready. And things have happened since I've been ready. And if those things had happened at the start and I wasn't ready, I probably would have given up because it would have been way too stressful. So you need to have a look at your beliefs about yourself, about what you're putting out there. And if when I'm talking, you think, oh, no, I'm not going to get, if you've just thought of something you want to manifest and then you're instantly thinking that's not going to happen, what can happen? What's realistic for you? What feels nice and settled and easy to achieve in your heart? Go with that because that is what's going to happen and you build on that. What happens then is it leads us then into step 3. So when we're working on our mindset, when we are teaching ourselves and reminding ourselves that this is a growth process, this is something that's going to happen slowly over time. Changing your mindset doesn't happen overnight, but when your mindset does start to change, your vibration changes. When your vibration changes, when your vibration is higher and we are full of gratitude, we feel fulfilled, we feel love, we feel joy, we're happy, we're at peace, we're going to become a magnet for those things that we want. Now think about it. If you're feeling low, this is when we're like, oh God, all these bad things keep happening to me. First my back went, then I lost my job, then my car broke down, and then I've got no money, and then we need money for this, and then my washing machine broke. All of these low vibration things keep us in a low mood, keep us in low vibration. So we're just going to attract more of the same. What we need to do, even if those things do happen, and they do, we need to flip it. We need to think, right, okay, oh, yes, I've got to pay for this, but thank you so much that I have some money that I can pay for my car that's just broken. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I know that the money goes out, will come back to me. Yes, acknowledging, okay, now I have to pay for this, but thank you. Or yes, I have a bad back, but I'm so grateful that I have my health in other areas. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And just taking the bad thing and being grateful for something that's linked to it, keeping your vibration high. And again, this comes with practice. Trust me, it works. Even just you're running late for work, or you're sat in traffic, or you can't get an appointment at the doctor's, anything that you can just flip around, particularly when it comes with time. Time is not infinite. We only have a small amount of time here on this world. So even if you feel like you're having to wait for something, just being grateful for the time that we have, the time that you've got. So let's just recap there. First of all, making your list. Get clear on what you want. Don't let your ego do the talking here. a little ritual that I use here is I just close down my eyes and sometimes I ask, like, show me what it is that I need, because the universe gives you what you need, not what you want or what you desire. So write the list based on that. Show me what I need right now. Do you need a Ferrari right now, or do you just need a car that's going to get you around safely to give you that independence? So getting clear, crystal clear on what you want, then beginning to switch your mindset. So believing it's going to come to me, it's going to come to me. I trust in the process. And at the same time, then we're raising our vibration. We're flipping our mindset. We're telling ourselves that this is going to work. This is going to help me. The next step is one which I add in that I don't see often in other manifestation processes. But this is expand your circle. And this is one thing that really helps me, which is why I put it in. Just taking a look around the world, looking at your circle, looking at the people you admire. It doesn't have to just be people that you know. Who do you follow on Instagram? Who do you have on social media that when you look at them, they really inspire you? That is what you want. If you have people that you feel make you feel crap, get rid of them in real life or on social media. I know that sounds a bit cutthroat, especially for real life, but you don't have to dump people or, but protect your energy from them, because they could be pulling you down. If you have a friend that's always like, oh, my life is so crap and I hate this, and they pull you down, you need to take a step away from them. You need to hang around with the people or have conversations with the people that are telling you that your dreams are amazing, they're possible, you're amazing. It's going to be so exciting. I'm here for it. I'm with you. And what I do is I have a few people that when I'm manifesting something, I might find them on social media, or it might be people that I know. And I really just tune into what they're saying, what they're doing, and I try and step in. I don't copy, but I step into their vibration. And I really take time to just, listen to what they have to say, follow their guidance if they give guidance. You're also then showing your subconscious by bringing these people into your life that what you desire is achievable. So, for example, if you want a certain kind of job, if you want to be, I don't know, let's say a dancer. If you spend time looking at other people who have achieved this, or the dancers, or the people that are doing it, it's showing your subconscious that this is doable. I too can have this. And for me, I spent time, and I still do this now. I listen to podcasts of people that really inspire and I admire. I have people who work in manifestation. I have people who work in network marketing and people who inspire others on making money and looking after money. I have these people that I go to that show me that it's possible. Women who make £10,000, £100,000 a week, a month, a year. Because I use them then to show my subconscious that this is doable for me. I can have it. I just need to take the steps and change my mindset and show the universe that this is what I'm ready for. Also, just reminding the universe of I'm ready for this, because the universe doesn't always know, especially if you're still working on your mindset. So tell the universe, show the universe you're ready. So back to my dog story, my Audrey story, every single week I was putting that money aside. If I was just walking around saying, oh, I want a dog, but wasn't doing anything about it, nothing would have ever come of it. You have to save the money. You have to apply for the jobs. You have to reach out to people. You have to send the emails, the WhatsApps, whatever it is that you need to do to get that thing. It's a step. And remember that you are the average of the 5 people that surround you. So have a look at the people. Again, what is their energy? What is their vibration? Are they bringing you down? Are you or they showing your subconscious that it is or isn't possible? So just have a little bit of a reflection there on the 5 people around you. And the 5 people around you can be your family members, it can be your friends, it can be the podcasts and music that you're listening to as well. So just have a little bit of reflection time on that. The next is making space. Now, I think I've spoken about this before, so not to sound like a parrot, to repeat myself, you have to make space to let in the new. Now, this could be a breakup as a blessing in disguise. This could be that someone's broken up with you, and yes, you might be heartbroken right now, but the next person you meet is your person, and you wouldn't have been able to have meet that person unless the space was created for you. So sometimes it doesn't even have to be you creating the space. It could happen for you. So if you're going through something right now, a job loss, a breakup in a relationship, even money, we have to make space for. So if you've just had to pay something out or you've got bills, you're making space for something coming in. And you might think, what a load of rubbish, but test me on it. And just notice that when something big goes out, something else will come in. And it might be that you've had a big payout, you've had to pay something out, and then you get a new job, or it's your birthday and money comes along, or someone gifts you something. What goes out comes back in. And again, just reminding yourself of that, making space. For example, if you are trying to call in love, have you got space for that person in your house? Do you have a pillow for them? Have an empty drawer? Because if there's no space, they're not going to come in. And I was very guilty of this before I met my partner, my fiance. I didn't have space for him. I didn't make space. I didn't have any free time. I was always busy. I was always going out with friends, spending my time at brunch and not doing anything particularly good. So once I'd made space, once I'd slowed down and actually realized that, okay, let's spend a little bit more time with him and see what happens. Now we're engaged, we're looking at wedding venues, you have to make space. And just going back to him, also total manifestation. Because when I was in my toxic relationship, all I wanted was for him to be exactly how my partner is now. I didn't want a lad's lad anymore. I wanted someone that wasn't bothered about going out drinking, was happy to stay in, walking the dogs, nice and calm, and not just chasing that lads. Now I have that. And he's here for me, and I'm here for him. And that's all I ever wanted. But I didn't get it, first of all, because I didn't make any space. I didn't think I was worthy. So I would end up going with, dating people very similar to my ex, because that's all I felt that I deserved. People who I had to chase and people who I felt like I had to prove myself to. I don't have any of that now. So making space. I've put this in another podcast before, make some physical space in your house. Clear out your knicker drawer, get rid of any old scraggy knickers, throw away any clothes that you're holding on to. If you're trying to become a new version of yourself, get rid of the clothes that you no longer wear, or the clothes that remind you of an old version of you. Just give them to charity. You're going to raise your vibration by doing that. Someone out there would love the clothes that you don't wear anymore, that you're just hanging on to. Raise your vibration, help somebody out, make space. Next, follow your guides. So whatever you want to call these, your intuition, downloads, pings, divine hits, hunches, knowings, this is your intuition. This is your own magic within you. So listen, follow what has been shown to you. So it might be that you keep getting a hit or an intuition or a ping download to apply for a certain job, or ask somebody, they might have the car that you want and just say, have you ever thought about selling your car? And they might say, yeah. And they might say no, but then you're putting it out there. Applying for new job roles, following certain people on Instagram, reaching out to people on social media. If you get that urge to send someone a message and ask them a question, do it. You never know where it's going to end. All this is your intuition. All this is your guides talking to you. This is within you. This is your power within you. We all have this magic within us. This is all magic. And one of our most powerful, magical gifts is our intuition. So use it, listen, ask the questions, do the journaling. ask your guides, journal it. I think I mentioned this in one of my Wealth Wednesdays, actually. Ask your guides what you need to do and just free write. Let your intuition guide you through the answers and see what comes up, because you'll be surprised as to what does come up, because it will give you the answers that you need. I do this every single day. I am actually going to do a rituals video on this, so keep your eyes peeled for that. The last two steps, number 7, take inspired action, is one of the biggest. So, it's not just about do all of these things, sit back and wait. Once you've done all the other steps, you've got clear, you've changed your mindset, you're looking at your beliefs, you are visualizing, you're scripting, you know exactly what it is that you want, and you feel good, you then have to take some steps. So I've kind of mentioned this as we go, but the universe notices that when you're ready, when you're doing the things. So, new job, are you looking for new jobs? If you are looking for new jobs, are you doing that at home in your pajamas if you don't have a job right now? Or are you getting dressed every single day and going to sit at a desk on your laptop and applying for jobs that way, or going out to cafes or networking? So for me, I am looking to build my team, and I'm writing this down every single new moon. I'm looking for my team. I want to call in soul-led leaders who are ready, they're motivated, they want to change their lives, they want financial freedom, they want to work from home, they want to do things differently. I am not going to call them in by just writing it down. I need to ask people. I need to show people what I'm doing. I need to, get on the Zoom calls, send the emails, make the connections, because they're not going to know otherwise. So if I'm just sat here writing down, this is what I want in my team, I have to go out and actually do it myself. The action steps are asking the questions and reaching out, sharing it on the podcast. Who knows? One of you might be listening to this and think, I would love to be in her team. Let me reach out to her. And there we go. Could have a new team member straight away, working in my natural oils, sharing the love of natural oils. So, if you want to be one of my manifestations there, please reach out. So it's about taking some kind of action. It's about showing the universe, taking the steps, and not just sitting back and waiting. So this is one of the most important. And it might just be the little steps are, looking at prices of things and making a Pinterest board, making a vision board to show the universe this is exactly what I want. The next, when you receive, repeat. And I would also urge you as well, when things happen, just to have a look, is this another version of my manifestation? So it could be that you've asked for something and you weren't quite clear, or you've got the same emotion. So maybe you were looking for a car to, I don't know, take you to work, or a new job, or, you're given it just in a different version. So maybe instead of getting a new car, for now, someone you work with lives around the corner and they've offered to take you to work every day. Or someone has gone on holiday and they've said that you can borrow their car while they're away. So it's not necessarily exactly what you asked for, but maybe it's another version, and the universe is just sending you out small amounts and other offerings just to see if you're ready, just to see if what you desire is true and it's not coming from the ego. So just take a moment and just reflect, think, right, okay, what's come in? What have I asked for? Has anything come into me that is similar but slightly different and but different? And yeah, take your time with this. I do this every new moon, and then I use the next new moon to reflect, to have a look what happened, to see if anything came in a different package and what I was blocking. So like I've just said, sometimes I'm guilty of this. I am not the perfect manifester by all means. But what I will do is think, I asked for that and I didn't do anything about it. I just wrote it down. So this time I need to do X, Y, and Z. So sometimes I will write unexpected opportunities from unexpected places, but then I don't do anything different. Or I might have an email that I ignore that I think, gosh, that could have been a really good opportunity, but it looked like spam. So I'm very careful and try and think, right, okay, is there something I've ignored? Is there something I've missed? So that then I am able to reflect and then step up the next time. And it's not the end of the world if it doesn't happen. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means, okay, let's go again. And it's exciting because when these things happen, sometimes we don't even realize. And it's like, oh my God, I totally manifested this. And that is the feeling that you want. Every time that happens, then you get a little bit of a buzz and your vibration is higher and higher and higher. So just the other day, actually, I was trying to manifest business class, business class, business class when I flew home. And I know in my subconscious, there is something in the back of my mind that's like, it's never going to happen, never going to happen. So the next best thing was an empty seat, my perfect seat, corner, window, empty seat next to me. The person here was perfect, didn't really move, said I could have the empty seat, and I was comfortable the whole way. So I was, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the empty seat, because my subconscious is still thinking the upgrade's not going to happen. And that's just a subconscious belief that for some reason I can't shift, but one day it will. It's coming. I'm obviously not just ready for that yet. And I don't know why, because I feel like I am. Anyway, let's stop that there today, because you can read all of this. Well, not all of it. We'll go through the booklet that I've created for you. So it goes through each step and a little bit on each step of how you can do this. There's some journal prompts as well that I didn't want to go through on the podcast. So you can save that for the booklet, for your little work booklet. And thank you so much for listening. I would love to hear if any of your manifestations do come into fruition after you've tried this and gone through the booklet. Please, please, please let me know. And if you want to get a copy of your Crafting My Reality booklet, remember, reach out to me on Instagram, Joanne_Wellth. Just message me the word crafting. If you're on YouTube, you can just put it in the comments and I will send that straight over. You can pop your email address in, because I am just going to ask for your email address as well. So crafting plus your email address. And that is it for today. And I will be back again solo next week, maybe my last solo one for a while. And I'm going to be talking about how to navigate your own life in a world that is created to pull us down and make us feel bad. So I look forward to sharing that with you.